Anyways, let me rotate anyways and put my camera here. Just give me a second. You know, when you get a really nice place, cozy place like this, you gotta use it. Okay, let's see. Oh my god. All right. Oh, all right. Let's wait a little bit. I need to check myself here, see if I can see myself, you know. Okay, that's good. All right, I can see myself there. Let me see here a little bit. I wish to take this house with me, you know. Let me wait for some people here. Can I hear myself? Hello? Okay. Hello? All right. You guys can hear me. Let me edit right here. Things I need to edit a little bit. Time is now. All right, do that. All right, guys, so I just keep this here to see who is watching or to read the comment as well, because my phone is right there. Usually I do selfie, but I realized that doing like this, it's much better. Reggie Music, it's good to see you, my brother. Always faithful to be there. So this is for you, my brother. Sure. Let's see who else joined. All right, so everybody who is joining here today, I'm really excited and I'm really grateful for okay, putting this flower right here. It's kind of weird. All right, I'm just gonna take it out. All right, I'm really excited and I'm really grateful for you guys being here. First of all, I thought I should do this just little quick because of you know, recently we've been having a lot of people subscribing in the channel. So I just want to take this moment, of course, to welcome you guys. Welcome to the channel. And we appreciate you for stopping by and to help us in our mission and in what we believe in. Believe me or not, just you by watching or sharing, you actually help us a lot to cross our message, you know, to go out there. So you being there, you're listening, you're sharing and liking, it does everything for the message. And I believe you guys step out right now and you're doing that. So I haven't really taken time to appreciate you guys in this year. So let me take that moment right now to appreciate you and share a couple thoughts, all right? This is what I'm gonna share with you today. First of all, I'm gonna share with you the recap of the forum that I came for here in Ethiopia, what has happened, and some of them you guys were able to see a little bit of what happened, so I'll be sharing with you guys. And also I'll share with you something else that I believe us as Africans, you know, we should do. We should act, and we should try our best to, you know, to do it as soon as possible. Let me just do this. I've gotta take some water here. All right, so I believe us as Africans we should do something. I'll be sharing that with you guys, and then I'll be, you know, saying goodbye to all of you. Okay, all right, so let me pray a little quick before I begin. God, I thank you for today. Thank you for this moment in time that you've given us to share, to talk. So I just pray that you'll be with us from the beginning till the end of this session. In your precious name I pray. Amen. All right, so first thing first, I want to give you guys a recap of the forum. I know I told you guys that I will broadcast it live. I was supposed to do it live for all of you guys to see, but I was not able to do that because I don't know, for some reason they didn't have the required tools to do that, or in a way maybe they didn't want to broadcast it live, so I was not able to do it. But since I was there, you guys, you get to hear everything from me. All right, to hear every single thing about it. So yeah, the forum, it was actually for 1 day. So we started all the way from morning all the way to the evening, just having a bunch of seminars and a lot of discussions. And some of it you guys have seen a little clip of me asking questions and also contributing my opinion. So I'm gonna share with you that. But just to give you a recap of everything, the forum, it started last year, the first one, and this was the second one. So basically, it's high level forum. That means all government officials from all these 11 different countries that River Nile maybe come from or it crosses by. They form this thing called Afriran. All right, they started last year, the first one. I was not here. I didn't even know there's such a thing, but this was the second time this year. So basically, every single country within all these 11 countries, they send their delegates. So we had like all the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Ministers of Water and all the stuff, like some ambassadors and members of the parliament and just official delegates from the governments. Those are people who actually came to this event. But I guess this year they wanted to include other people as well. So, I've seen activists there. I've seen, media there. And I've seen, I don't know how to call myself because I don't call myself as a media YouTuber or activist. But okay, African. So I was there as an African. And I didn't know why I was invited, but I was invited to come there. Right, so obviously it was not just to broadcast and for people to see, because I didn't do that, but I was invited. I guess my present, it was very important for me actually, and for the people that I work with, or for the people that we connect all the time, but also for the younger generation that you guys are out there. If you're not young generation, still you're young in the spirit, so this works for you too. Yeah, so and it was all of a sudden, on my side. So, but when I got here, I was in the same plane with a lot of delegates from Tanzania, but I had no idea I didn't know them, most of them. I only knew one brother that, we go to the same church together back home. Anyways, but when I came here, that's when I got to connected with all these leaders in the past and current leaders. Our foreign ministers also were there, and so many things. So it was just a bunch of leaders coming together, and some of them were lecturers, like doctors and professors, people with understanding, or people who are studying this Nile thing. All right, they've been in this sector for over 20 years. They understand inside out. Right, so the forum, it was basically about that, and they have it every single year. And why they're having it? Because of everything that has happened, because of the climate change that is kind of like it's a threat to our resources. So they're kind of like figuring out the solutions. How to move forward out of that, and also people they asked, even though like they did not really present, but people they're asking the tension that is happening between Egypt and Ethiopia as well, concerning the River Nile, and a lot of people they're giving as well their opinion about it. And one of the very solid opinion is that what Egypt are hanging on to is the treaty that was signed long time ago, even before our country existed. With British, they had their own agenda, they had their own motivation, so they signed that treaty, and Egyptians are still holding on to that. And that's why you see that there's this conflict and there's this tension, about the amazing project that the Ethiopians are trying to bring out, the GERD, right? So basically it's because they're holding on to past, but I want to tell you that the entire 10 different countries, they're actually, basically on the same side. That I think everybody who has this river should be able to utilize it, because some of us, it didn't use for so long. This river actually is it's starting from the Lake Victoria, that is there, in Tanzania, Kenya, and UG, right? Starting all the way from there, So yeah, and all these countries, in so many ways, like, it hasn't been able to benefit from that. But I think Egypt benefit from that for so long. So I think the time came that all these countries came together and be like, hey, we need to figure out how all of us can use this system and how can it work for both of us. Yeah. So we had different kind of what? Okay, I don't have the schedule here. I wanted to tell you guys what we're actually talking about, but if I can show you, this is the pamphlet that happened last year, high-level conference about the river, and you can see here all the countries. All these countries are African countries whereby the river Nile passes by, right? So high-level conference on equitable and reasonable utilization of the Nile water resources, perspective from riparian countries. Yeah, so basically, yeah, that is it. So yeah, so I don't want to bore you guys with everything that was happening, but basically everybody was just presenting and talking about everything. But my concern, we had this moment of questions and answers, and hopefully I'll be able to share with you guys that video a couple days later, because I'm still asking for them to send it to me. So there was this time of question and answer, and what you guys have seen, the short clip, is actually, the question was a bit long. The conversation, you guys will be able to see it, but so I got there, and I did not, I think a lot of us, we noticed that we basically had all countries there, but we didn't have one country, and that is Egypt. We even had the flag of Egypt there, but we didn't have any delegates from Egypt. And that's why I asked that question, that I don't see any delegates from Egypt, and I can't help wondering myself that were they invited or not? If they were not invited, why they were not invited? If they were invited and they did not show up, why is that? And that question was not answered, by the way, just a spoiler alert. So I guess it's just hanging like that. And so, yeah, my concern and my contribution, it was, based on that we are sitting here, we are trying to talk about how we can, on equitable and reasonable utilization of the Nile River, to do that. And how are we going to be able to do that if one of the major important member of all these 11 countries is not here? Maybe don't want to participate, or we're not inviting. I don't know what is behind the scene, but yeah, for me, I think it was really necessary for all the countries to be in the same room so that we can hear all the concerns, we can hear everything. But your opinion, it doesn't mean that we should agree on your opinion, but we can at least have a distance to just sit down and to talk and to hear you, you know what I'm saying, and to talk. So if he did not show up because he did not want to show up, then it's a problem. And if he did not show up because he was not invited, again, it's a problem, because we're not, I don't see us solving anything. Because when it comes to the time of implementation, we're not going to be able to do anything because we are not talking right now. We're not talking, right? Yeah, so that was one of the concerns that I raised, and so many other questions people are raising, because this is a very sensitive topic right now, especially between these two countries. But all in all, it was the conference and the forum in general, it was really success, just by talking there. When it comes to implementations, I don't know how everything is going to be done, and that's what I'm concerned. That we can have all these beautiful conferences, but if we don't have way forward and how we're going to execute all these plans, because one member was not there, then it's I don't see how we're going to change, right? So that is my concern. Even though I appreciate the thought of doing this thing, I think it's really important to connect all the countries, because what you can do is you have a river that is actually uniting 11 different countries. The same countries are using the same river. We could actually use this in a positive way, instead of letting it divide us because of different ideology and belief. We can actually let it unite us. This could be the reason why Africa is going to be united. Just the river, because we're sharing. And sharing is caring. For example, we know the reason behind why Ethiopia are building the dam. They're building a dam, of course, to help themselves, you know, from electricity and all those stuff, but also to supply to other countries. We've just seen what they're gonna be doing to the country of Kenya, you know, and other countries across Africa, any country that want. I feel like everybody should build a dam, because we need as much as electricity we want. So if someone is opposing that, then what you should ask yourself is that, why are they opposing? Is it because of water? Because if it is because of water, then they're not lacking any water, even though right now it's working, right? Or is there another reason that we do not know? If there's another reason, then you better let us know. But we don't see the point of not like being against it, you know what I'm saying? Because all other countries, as far as I'm concerned, I see them agreeing with what is happening. Not even agreeing, like they don't even talk about it as a problem. No, they support it, right? So right now, what I see, it's sad that I see division between all these 11 countries. That you have, you have like 10 countries that are saying yes, and then we have one country that is not agreeing to anything. So one of the questions that was raised, it was, what if Egypt, they never say yes? What if Egypt, they keep holding on to what they believe in and they don't want to change? And the answer was, oh, we can't force them. They're sovereign states. They can decide whatever they want to decide. But also, the good thing is they cannot decide for the rest of 10 countries. So everybody can decide on their own. So even if they say no, but still you have 10 countries who say yes, and they want to move forward, then we're going to move forward with what we believe in, what we have. You know, the only reason why we're having this summit and we're bringing ourselves together, because we want to be on the same page, because all of us, we want the same thing for the continent. And that's why I had an issue and a problem why I didn't see Egyptians delegates, because they need to hear that, they need to see that, we need to tell that on their face that, guys, whether you agreed or not, we're going to move forward, because, you know, all of us, we think it's a good idea, let's move forward. You don't agree? Step aside, we're going to move forward. What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, you know, we need to be radical when it comes to development of our own people. Like one thing that I'm highly inspired is that every single Ethiopian, just local people, you know, with all the issues that are going on and this and that, but every single person, you know, went inside their pocket and contributed for this project. And then you have another person who's coming and say that, no, this project cannot go on and this and this. It just doesn't make sense. Like, it feels like you don't want your neighbor to develop. It feels like you just want to be the only one developing, the only one progressing, the only one shining, the only one have electricity, and you don't want the rest of Africa to be like that. No, man. We ain't. No. That's not Pan-Africanism. As a matter of fact, that's not the spirit of Africa. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm glad. Like if I come to Ethiopia and I never see like electricity goes off every single day, I'll be proud and glad for this country. Because they're African. If I go to Kenya, I see the same thing, I'll be glad. But if I come here and electricity is just going off every time, I'll be sad. Because I don't want to see that in any part of Africa. I want all Africa to be safe and secure and to prosper. That's what I want. So, yeah, it's, you guys, you know our stand. As Swahili Nation One Africa, we support all these initiatives because, you know, the people have done it. You know, it's not even about government, but people they give their own money. Something that if I go to my country, I'll tell my president that, hey, we gotta do this as a, you know what I'm saying? We gotta support, we are ready and willing to contribute whatever money we want to support the projects and all these things that are happening. Yeah. So basically, guys, you know, that was a little bit of the recap of what has happened. I'm trying my best to get that video, and hopefully you guys will be able to see it at the end of the day. Yeah, but you know, that's basically is the recap. All right, guys. So the second thing that I want to address to you, it's about this, and please hear me very careful. Right now in Africa, there is a big move. And there's a big shift mentally. You know, in our mission, we talk about decolonization of the mind. And I think we are on our way. And I think Africans are working. And I think our leaders as well began to speak, right? So there's a beautiful momentum is happening. And it's beautiful to see it because it's happening inside the continent as well as outside of the continent. I've seen a couple of videos I'll be sharing with you guys of the president of Kenya, William Ruto, And I've actually recorded a video that I'm going to share with you guys tonight, to talk about that. So please do not miss that, because it's very important for you guys to see that. I love what the president of Kenya is doing for the continent. And I'm here today to tell you guys that we are going fully in support for him and for what he does for the continent. Our vision is to have one Africa in our generation. And anyone who promote that and actually align with our mission to defend and protect the image of Africa, bring back all the heritages, to decolonize through authentic knowledge, and to create a bridge for oneness and peaceful Africa. Anyone who stands with that, we're going to support, no matter who is that person, or where he's from, or what tribe is from, or what religion he believes in, or whatever. We are going to stand and support him. So that's why I'm saying that the president of Kenya, William Ruto, he is on the right side, especially when it comes to Africa. This guy has been going here and there, sharing his opinion. I don't know if you have seen the video I shared here today, but please go and watch that. And there's another video I'm going to come and share. But this guy, these days, like every single day, he raises a new agenda. He was talking about the currents, one currents that it has been on our agenda for a long time, right? He's trying to remove all these borders, right, by giving like free visa, to Djiboutians, to go to Kenya, as well as African diaspora to go to Kenya without visa, and which is the right, what we promote, what we believe in. And a couple months ago, they even removed the visa restriction between them and South Africa, which is incredible. And this guy is talking about using our own currency, bashing dollar, leaving dollar alone, and using our own currency. And he goes, and today, so I was watching this video, and I realized that this guy, he went further than just saying that let's use our own currency. Today, he's saying that we don't need IMF and World Bank because these organizations were created long time ago, before even our country existed. And the power in these two big organizations that has been the cause of problems in Africa for years, it's just belonged to certain countries. So for us, even though right now we sit on the same table, but we don't have say, we cannot make any decision because all power belongs to them. So he is talking to the president of France, Emmanuel Macron, face to face. Is telling him that we don't need this organization. We need to come up with a new monetary system that is fair for all of us. That we countries that are trying our best every single day to work for our people and to change our lives, we need to sit on the same table. We need to have the same decision-making power, and it needs to be fair. Basically saying that the system that we have right now, the IMF and World Bank, is not fair. And let me give you evidence. I was having a conversation with one of the delegates. That's the beautiful thing, to be in this conference. One of the delegates from certain country here in Africa. And she was telling me what IMF did to their country right now. That the value of their country, it went all the way down. All the way down. And that is IMF did that. So right now, their currency doesn't have a value at all. So they're thinking about doing something else, actually using the resources like gold and all those stuff. And we have seen the same thing happen in Zimbabwe. And we are seeing the same thing happening to a lot of countries. The good thing about Ethiopia, you guys, you don't really have that, because even the banks here, I know, some of you are feeling really bad that the country is kind of like closed and is not really engaged in all those stuff. But there's a bright side of it in a way that they can't do the same thing to you as they did to Zimbabwe or any other country that will stand against IMF. And again, so you have a lot of leaders in the country that they cannot say anything about IMF and World Bank because of a lot of loans and funds they got from them. Because that's how IMF killed or destroyed Africa, by giving funds and funds and funds, so that even when they do some bad, you cannot really talk against it. Because if you talk against it, they're gonna stop doing that. They're gonna put sanction on you, and they're gonna devalue your money. So you're going to struggle and have inflation. You got deflation. You're gonna have all this stuff, and your country is not going to survive. All these are new ways of colonizing Africa financially, economically. That's why I said before that in the past, colonizers came with gun, and so we were able to protect ourselves. But today, they're coming with money, and money is the most dangerous thing than anything else, because with gun you can prepare yourself, but with money you think they like you, but they already think 1,000 years later that, okay, if this person will accept A, B, C, D is what will happen. They already think about everything. Everything is already written. So he is saying publicly, this guy is not talking from Kenya or from his White House in Kenya, in Nairobi. No, he is talking in France, in Paris, in front of thousands and thousands of people, that we need the new system, to create a new system that will favor us all, that will be fair to all of us. This is the right direction that we need to support. So why am I here? Because I want you guys, all you guys, the lovers of Africa, to stand beside, behind, and in front of the president of Kenya, William Ruto. It's no longer about him being president of Kenya. For me, at this point, guys, I'll say this blankly, I consider him as a president of Africa. He is my president. Not to say that I don't have a president in my country, no. But for what he stands for what he talks about, I see the desire for change. It's like, okay, it's like me, guys. Some of you are watching me talking about Africa and all this stuff. Some of you don't even believe. You feel like, this guy is just there for clickbait and he just want money. Yeah. You believe that, right? But some of you genuinely believe that, no, this guy, he really loves Africa. He really wants change for Africa. That's the same thing I feel for William Ruto. That some of you might disagree with me. That's okay. We can disagree. We can agree to disagree. But some of you, I think you're feeling him. And for me, why I'm saying this today, because I've waited and waited and waited, but the consistency in this guy's speech, in this guy, wherever he goes, whether he goes to Europe, whether he goes to America, whether he goes to African countries, whether he goes to any country, what he says, what he preaches is the same thing over and over and over again. And one of his biggest agenda is reformation of African Union, because he believes that African Union doesn't have any power. All the power belongs to the states. And if we want African Union to do their work, then we need to empower them. We need to give that power to them to be able to manage, to be able to work. But right now, the chairperson of African Union, he's lesser than presidents of each country, or the prime minister. He's less than that. He doesn't have any power. You know what I'm saying? So the reformation of African Union, tick, I agree with him. The African currency to have, I agree with him. The reformation of the new monetary organization that will be fair for all of us and we'll have a say in it, I agree with him. Borderless Africa, I agree. Everything he says is what we've been talking about for the 4 years. I can't stop wondering, maybe he has been watching Swahili Nation. Maybe he's a big fan of Swahili Nation. I don't know one day when I meet him. But everything he talks about right now for Africa is what we believe in. So why not joining our hands together? Why not supporting him? So what I say is William Ruto has to be protected at all costs. And how can we protect him? By us Africans stand with him, share as much as we can, and pray for him, which is the most important thing. Because this guy, he ain't scared. It's another thing to sit and to talk here in the phone, to record, and it's another thing to sit next to those guys and to tell them to their face. So I think Kenyans, you should be proud regardless of your desires. I know some of you, do not agree, and it's okay. It is okay, because that's the same thing that even in Tanzania we had RIP, President Magufuli. But after he's gone, there's a lot of people who regret that why we did not stand with him, because you see genuinity, you see that this guy loved Africa and wanted the best for Africa. And if you see that, you have no other reason than to support. The reason why I'm sharing a lot of Professor Lumumba video, I'm sharing with him while he's still alive, because it is important to show him and to tell him that, hey, we're with you, we believe in you, and this message that you share, we're going to share everywhere. We want as many people to see what you talk about, because this is what we need for the continent. And I'm going to do the same thing for William Ruto, because what he speaks, what he shares is what we believe in. And he wants everybody to see again and again and again. So if you come to Soil Nation and see, I want you guys to see. If you go to another channel, you see, I want you guys to see, because it is a time to stand behind him and to stand with him. So yeah, today I'll be sharing a video of me talking about it. I said some very interesting things right there, so be ready. I think the video it might be already uploaded right now, so you'll be able to see. And even in the video, I say a word of prayer for William Ruto, and I also tag him on Twitter because I say a word of prayer, and TikTok as well. So yeah, please pray for William Ruto. Pray for the president of Kenya. Use everything you can, because he is still in Paris, and pray for this guy. What he said, man, if you see, like, your heart is going to pound, because he says some very difficult things, right? And I want you guys to pray for him. We are praying for him not because we're scared or we're afraid. I ain't scared or afraid of anything. We're praying for him because we believe in what he's doing. And if you have one soldier speaking and saying what he says, we gotta support that. I don't need to go in to be the chairperson of Africa Union. I don't need to go in to be the president of Africa Union. But if you have the men like PLO, Lumumba, now you have William Ruto. There's something about Kenya rising right now. You have someone like that standing and say and believe and speak what you believe and what you say. You gotta support that. So that's what we're going to do, and that's what we're doing. We're going to keep doing our work, and we're going to keep supporting those people who are standing for Africa. So we're sending our regards to the president of Kenya, you know, and I'll do something about that. I'm going to write a letter. We're going to write a letter to president of Kenya, and I want to visit Kenya. I want to visit Kenya. I want to visit Kenya. I have these two people we have to meet. So as an organization, we're going to write that letter. I would love to visit Lumumba and to visit as well the president of Kenya. So if that, yeah, we're going to write a letter. That's a simple thing, you know. These are our presidents. We should be able to see them. It's not like you're going to see God. It's almost impossible in Africa to see your own president, but, you know, it should be easy, you know. It should be easy. It's our president. I voted for you, so why not seeing you? So we're going to write a letters to the president of Kenya, and hopefully to meet up with him and talk to him. I think he's a very humble guy, and I think he'll be willing, to meet up with us. So yeah, that would be amazing, and hopefully we can have a conversation and share, because this is the moment. This is the moment, and I'm going there to represent 240,000 people, whether they like it or not. I'm gonna go anyways. To represent African youth, 60 and 70% of Africa's population. I'm going to meet up with him, and yeah, we're going to talk. So yeah, you pray for that as well, and so that we may see that through. All right, guys, that's all I wanted to share with you. It has been 30 minutes. I love you, everybody who has been here. Keep supporting. Appreciate. Salam alaikum. Appreciate. God be with you. God basically is with me, and he will be with me. Thank you for that prayer. Reggie say, I pray, Heavenly Father, keep your hedge of protection around President William Ruto. Amen. Okay, you didn't hear the speech? Yes, I actually already uploaded the first one, and I'm going to upload the other one. Let me share with you this one in the comment section. This is him talking in front of Eiffel Tower, and thousand people were there. This video, check it out and share. And also I'm uploading right now video. Internet is a little slow. I've been uploading since morning, but yeah, I'll be sharing with you guys another video very soon. So go enjoy that and share that, and it will be incredible. All right, guys, so thank you. Let me just take this here and turn this around as this, like that, and yeah, and finish this. All right, guys, so appreciate everybody. Keep praying for William Ruto, and yeah, and keep showing your support as well. All right, guys, I love you. Peace.